Hello, friends. Hi, how are we today? I hope we are all doing well. I am fantastic, and I'm here for the week of December 18th through 24th with the wonderful holiday prep kit from the Prairie Planner. And if you guys did not know, I am a PR girl for the Prairie Planner, and you can use my code ALEX20 for 20% off your order and my name in notes to seller for my cool PR freebie, which I will insert onto the screen because it is awesome. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm not going to insert it onto the screen just because I know that we're coming up for the new PR freebies. My next one is going to be even cooler. Like, I'm super excited for it. And this week was another light week. Super light. Love that for us. Like, honestly, it was a really light week. It was my second week back at work, and it was also the week before Christmas. So, we had to fiddle around with some spacing this week. We had to figure out some stuff, but it did allow me to go in and be extra. I used all 4 of the glitter headers. I thought it just turned out so cute. I went again in a straight across pattern. Now, if you saw my week prior, I went in a straight across for the CEO week. And again, I feel like, especially on weeks when I have a lot going on, the straight across pattern is really good. It's something I'm familiar with, but also I know that I can utilize the space and like take up more room if I need to that way. So if you haven't gone to see my last one, which is CEO, certainly go and check that out. It's one of the only times that you'll ever see me use foil like this and overlays. But this is just a plain matte spread for a matte week for the week before Christmas. And again, holiday prep, perfect. Now, I don't normally see reds and navy blues around Christmas. Those are normally things that I see in the summer months. So I was really excited. This was such a unique kit from Stacy of the Prairie Planner, and I really liked it. It just made me feel cozy and ready for the holidays. Our holiday plans got a really disrupted this year because my dad and my sister both had COVID. So that was a bit tricky, but we made the best of it, and you'll see in the next week, like, we absolutely made up for it. So it's not a problem. But I love the double box here, and I love that the stickers are a repositionable matte sticker. I feel like that's just the way to go. I did my last plan with me in a single take, and honestly, I don't feel like it turned out as well as this one did. Maybe I just like the kit better here, but I really did like it much better. um, but yeah, I was struggling to lay down my boxes and my headers this week. Everything just felt a little off. I don't know why. Um, Maybe it was because I was still sick when I was doing this planning, but regardless, I got everything down, and I think that this turned out really well. My sidebar, the spacing is a little wonky. I will admit, the spacing is pretty wonky in the sidebar, but it's good. I'm just sort of waiting. Like, Plan With Me, Alex is going real slow. This is the issue that I have right now. So when I'm doing my kit base laydowns, I love it and I take my time with it. And even when I'm doing them, they only take about 10 to 12 minutes. Like, they never take that long. I'm pretty regimented about what I do. And so I get there, and while I'm filming, I'm like, oh, I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to talk about this. But then when I get to my actual voiceovers, which is sometimes a couple weeks later, this is only a couple days later, but I'm like, oh my goodness, I don't have anything to say. I don't have a single word to say. So that's just a little bit of me being silly, but it's okay. I am also extra excited for this week because it is the second last week in my 2023 planner. I only have a little bit more time to go, and then I am in my 2024 planner, which means I have to start doing stickers. So now, if you haven't gone over to my Instagram, you can go check me out there. I'm at Canada Planner Girl. And I just posted to my stories, today is one of those back-end admin days where I work on video editing, I work on voiceovers, I work on descriptions and scheduling, I work on planning out content, which, believe it or not, I actually do plan out my content. I work on reels, possibly. I'm not great at those. Mainly though, it's editing, descriptions, all of that jazz. I'm not the best at it. So I have to schedule time into my schedule. And I actually also do this on my work desk at work. And it's called, I do it every Friday. And I set aside, usually I like to set aside the whole day. But if I don't have the time to just do that, I'll set aside an afternoon or a morning. And it's called back-end administration. And I have, I don't even know how to describe how helpful that has been to me while, working in a corporate job, because it sets aside the time to respond to the non-urgent emails, respond to the tasks that I need to get done, like the follow-ups, the arduous, like nitty-gritty stuff that like definitely needs to get done. But if there are other things that have timelines, those are the things that can easily be pushed to the side. So on Monday, I started off, I had daycare drop off, then I used a Sweetie Sticker Co. icon to note that my kiddo was sick. That was really upset. And I got Happy Meal from Murdoch Talks. And then that afternoon, again, it was a very, very, very quiet afternoon. So I used the Fox and Pip little rainy day to note a rainy day icon and that I had an early night that evening. Then the next day I noted that I had work, and I just used the icon from the kit and the work script from Sweetie Sticker Go. And then I, same as on Monday, noted that my kiddo was sick again, and that evening after I got back or after work, I did a general tidy. So I just used an icon from the kit. On Wednesday, I used another laptop icon and I noted work and office. Again, scripts from Sweetie Sticker Co. And then Walt sick. My kiddo was sick. It was not as bad as it was in November. It was just a cold, but he was miserable. Below that, I just marked mom life and that I was really, really tired. Oh, I thought because we made it to 7 minutes, I wasn't going to have the yawn, guys, because normally it comes at like 4 minutes in. Ugh, I'm just frustrated. Anyway, I was unbelievably tired. When my kids get sick, they stay up all night. So that was frustrating. But when I was in the office, I went out to lunch and that was delicious. And then, we ordered in Chinese for dinner this night because it's just literally right next door to my office. It's really easy to pick up on the way home from work. And the kids kind of ate. Then I had Happy Meal, which I used another icon from the kit to note that my friend Rachel had sent it, and another Coffee Monsters Co. icon to note that I had an early night. Then on Thursday, just noted that I had another awful, awful night. And another icon from the kit to note that I went to Sobeys to get teacher gifts for all of the teachers. I had something in mind and I just ran out of time to get it at a different store, but it's okay. Sobeys had all the gift cards that I wanted. And then just to note work, I used a Paper and Milk Maru and a script from Sweetie Sticker Co. I know Planning Alex will catch up really soon. And then after or like during work on lunchtime, I prepped teacher gifts so that I could bring them all to daycare the next day, just because teachers deserve the gifts. They do such a good job. They take care of our kids. It didn't take that much time, but I'm going to be happier when, like, because Owen at this, like, my big kid at this point had 4 different teachers. My little kid had 4 different teachers, so that's 8 teacher gifts. It's so many, plus you give the rest of the staff, right? But when he goes to school next year, he's only going to have 2 teachers. So I'll only have 3 teachers for my little guy and 2 teachers for my big guy. And that will definitely cut down the amount that we will be spending. Then that afternoon, I used a Dash of Sun Designs little laptop to note that I filmed a haul. And then my husband and I just like decompressed from our week together. We spent some time together, and then I also filmed a kit lineup, which was nice. I was like feeling on top of my game. Actually, I should film a kit lineup for May. That would be a good thing to do. It is currently the 25th of April, so running out of time. And then after that, another icon from the kit just to note that I had a bath. And the next morning was another daycare drop-off morning. I like using the flags. I like using the different stuff to market. It's It's a good way to go. And then I just used one of the glitter headers as a divider, and then I had my own cavity filling at 9:30 a.m. So I wasn't rushing. I had just gone ahead, um, and I think I stayed just at a cafe or at the library until then to go get my cavity filled. Then that afternoon I had a bubble bath. I was freezing cold. So I had a bubble bath. And then after work, we had a FaceTime with my dad because he and my sister at this point had COVID. So that's both of my family members having COVID. Then, um, then on Saturday, it was a really fun morning. We played blocks all morning. We love playing blocks together. That's great. Then my big kid and I bake chocolate chip cookies together. That's like our thing that we do together, and he loves it. Then we had a FaceTime with my dad. Obviously, he has COVID. He was isolating. He's immunocompromised to begin with, so it was really important that we FaceTimed him. And then that day I got both boys down for a nap, and that was just like a huge victory for me. So I was trying this week to use up my big icon. So I used up my Mom Boss icon from the Coffee Monsters Co. And then after the kids went to bed, I baked meringues because they need quiet, but they also need like just a warm oven. And I made them like holiday colors. So I made red and I made green ones, and they turned out so well. A little chewier than I had hoped, but given that it's hard for me to get the perfect conditions, especially when I have kids, they turned out really well. And then that night, another Coffee Monsters Co. icon. This is a Coffee Monsters Co. heavy week, but another Coffee Monsters Co. icon to note that we had an early night. The next morning was December 24th, so Christmas Eve. We just went over to the bird conservatory close to our house. And I don't know what possessed me to try and do hand lettering with like lowercase letters. I've only ever done it with like uppercase. So I don't think it looked the worst, but the bird icon is also from the Prairie Planner, and I'm so glad that I picked it up because I have been looking for something to mark things like this forever. So I'm very glad that I got it done. Then we went to Starbucks, or at least my husband took me to Starbucks, which was really nice and unexpected. But then, we had the tasks that we had to do afterwards. So we did laundry. That afternoon, we just played as a family. Ooh, excuse me. All together, we had tech-free time. It was really, really lovely. And then that evening, my husband and I, again, chilled with some drinks, and we watched Oak Island together. Because if you're talking about like trash TV that you want to watch, that's the one that we love. And that was the entire week, and I thought it turned out absolutely beautifully. I loved it so much. I really hope that you enjoyed, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Chat later. Toodles!